Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another edition of our weekly real estate backstory. We do this every single Monday. And so today is November 30th, and we are excited to have you here with us. My name is Alan Richardson. I'm the managing broker at Maximum One Realty and Realtor Partners.
My name is Ming Richardson. I'm the compliance broker for Maximum One Realty and Realtor Partners.
And the better half at the same time.
He's being sweet.
Yeah, well, always. So today we're going to be talking about buyers. I want to kind of jump us into, what are today's buyers like? We're looking for today's buyers. And so we got a lot of some really great information from the National Association of Realtors. And we want to kind of share that with you today, just to kind of get us through. Before we do that, we did want to kind of jump into our training calendar for the week coming up. And so today starts our relaunch series that's going to be live here in our new Fayetteville office. That's where Ming and I are. And so the CE class for today is lead generation in today's market. And then it jumps into our normal relaunch after that point, where we help agents kind of relaunch their business, that kind of thing. On Tuesday, we have our accountability. Wednesday, we have real estate marketing and technology secrets. That's our tech class, and that's a really great one. I enjoy teaching that one. I'll be teaching that one as well.
And that's part of relaunch as well.
It is. There's 6 classes that make up relaunch kind of thing. So the ones this week are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we have lead generation today, technology and real estate on Wednesday, and Friday is going to be path to success business planning for the real estate professional. So we kind of go through and do leads. Talk about lead generation, then we talk about technology, then we try and help you put it all together into a business plan is really the goal there.
And it's really important, because if you don't know where you're going, how do you know to proceed with obtaining your business?
Yeah, exactly. So also this week on Thursday, DS Murphy is teaching an appraiser's guide to CMA, and that's another really great class as well. So jumping into our buyers today, this is buyers and sellers by generation. As far as what they make up. And so you can see that the dark blue is buyers and the light blue is sellers. So of course our right now our millennials are making up really 38% of our buyers group. In contrast, our younger boomer and older boomers are making up about 45% of our sellers. So that's some really good information to kind of have and know. And that's kind of what we wanted to share with you guys today. Our home buyers today, first time buyers make up 33% of all home buyers, like we just said. 25% of buyers 30 to 39 continue to be the largest generational group. So the millennials are our biggest group right now, kind of thing. We have some very diverse groups. We're just going to kind of jump into the slides, just make it much easier to see than just reading text kind of thing. So you can see that this is the general age of our home buyers right now, and you can see that 25% of our buyers right now are in that older millennials, 30 to 39 range. We've been waiting for the millennials to really get into the housing market, but we're really glad that they are, kind of thing. You can see our average Gen Xer is about 47 years old. Younger boomers are 60. Older boomers are 68. These are folks that are moving into retirement and trying to decide. Then we have our silent generation, the golden generation, and they're only making up about 6% of our buyers right now.
So your biggest segment right now is between 22 and 54, and that's majority of your segment.
Yeah.
So.
But it varies greatly by income, and that's really what we're seeing here is that you'll see that for the most part, our younger millennials are making, on average, their average household income is about 80 grand, whereas our older millennials, it's about 100,000. So that $20,000 in income a year, that's a big difference in how much the home they can afford. So we're really seeing a kind of a shift in what younger millennials versus older millennials, because a lot of the older millennials have waited to get in the housing market, and they're moving and they're jumping into much larger homes than the traditional starter home.
No longer the $150,000 for them. Typically they start at 200, low 200, if not 300, depending on their comfort level and debt.
Right.
So.
And then we see that really our Gen Xers have the most household income, and then when we start moving into the boomers, we start seeing that that money go down. But that's largely because a lot of them are retiring now, and they already have a lot of wealth built up. This is just how much income that they have coming in.
I was going to say they probably are You brought through a lot of sale contingency on them because they have to sell their home.
They got a lot of value built in
Yeah,
that house. Yep.
right.
As far as how educated are our buyers overall are extremely educated. Overall, about 79% of all of our buyers have a college degree, some sort of college degree, associates, bachelors, that kind of stuff. And so that I'm not saying that we shouldn't focus on folks that don't have a college degree, but when you look at 80% of our buyers today do, it's kind of a smart move to help you kind of target, the folks that you're looking for, kind of thing.
And I understand that, because of education, they also want to be educated in a buying process.
Yep.
So don't think that just because you know the procedure, the process, and you're looking out for their best interest does not mean that you skip over explaining to them what these processes are.
Yep. Now our vets are a big part of our buying segment out there right now.
Yeah, and I see more and more VA loan coming on the back end of pipeline.
Now, overall, vets make up 23 veterans, both active and former military, make up 23% of our buyers right now. So one out of four has some kind of military experience, history, background, that kind of stuff. And so it makes really good sense to make sure that we're taking care of our vets, because boy, they sure are buying up some homes right now. You can also see that it's actually, it kind of moves up as you get older. We see that the percentage of military veterans are much higher in the Gen X boomers and older boomers, and even the silent generation kind of thing. Overall, what part of each buyers group is made up of first-time buyers? And you can see that, the millennials are, the younger millennials, 88% of our younger millennials are first-time buyers. Over half of our of older millennials are also first-time buyers. Once you start moving into Gen Xers, and it really drops down. But for us, that means that we have really got to be focused on education. These folks don't understand the process, and if we don't set clear expectations about what the process is and how it goes, we're really not doing our buyers any service here.
And not only that, when you don't educate them, they hear all these noises from other people about, well, in my situation, I did this. Well, no, we all know there's no two situations that are alike. So if you educate them up front, you can combat them much easier than having all this background noise from family, friends, other realtor telling them what you did wrong.
Yep. Now, where are buyers living at now? And so you'll see that for the millennials especially, renting an apartment or a house is the biggie. And so, this is one of those weird paradoxes, because overall, real estate folks in general hate renters. Let's just call a spade here kind of thing, because, there's not normally much love for renters. But when you look at where over half of both young and old millennials, younger and older millennials, are in an apartment or renting a home right now, that's where this group is coming from. Right. Even almost 40% of Gen Xers are renting a home. 30% of boomers are still renting a house, kind of thing. Of course, we have the other folks who are living with their parents and that kind of stuff. Most of the time that's happening because what are they doing? They're saving up.
Right.
So, we are seeing another shift especially in our older folks, where we are seeing multi-generational households much more so, kind of thing. So that's, we just kind of wanted to kind of
give you some basis.
Yeah,
on what the buyers and what they're doing out there.
Exactly. So we really just wanted you guys to be able to kind of understand what the buyers are, where they're coming from, what they're looking for. And we're gonna continue this series each week when we go through giving more information about buyers and sellers and what that and how all that works out. So in the news, jobless claims rose for the second week in a row. This is our first back-to-back rise in jobless claims since the
July.
Since July, since the virus has really come in. And so we are seeing where there is a spike of COVID going on right now. And it seems to be a direct result of or not direct, or leading to
some labor market weakness.
And so, right now that's not a huge concern for real estate, but long term, it definitely is.
No, and then also you'll hear a lot of real advertisements that get your Christmas present now, because if you don't, there's going to be problem with delivery as well as manufacture time.
Yeah. All right. Also, mortgages. We last week we hit another new low in mortgages, and mortgage volume blew up last week. And so we are seeing an uptick in the mortgage rates this week, not because of any kind of financial data or anything else like that. All the mortgage companies are buried, which is a great thing to be if you're in the mortgage business right now. But there's, right now the mortgage companies are slowing the the industry down a little bit,
Right.
by actually inflating some of those rates. So look for rates to tick up a little bit this week, but I don't expect it to really move a lot. But we are expecting, or we are seeing just a little bit of that, which is more so a knee-jerk reaction from the lenders, kind of thing.
To keep up, because normally this is their off season.
Yeah.
This is most where
Well,
most lenders
same thing for real estate folks.
Yeah,
like
well,
normally this is like,
vacations
woo, this is
and
a party
stuff like that,
time.
so,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, that most of the time you don't see a realtor, but now we are hopping. So
as the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, as home price soars, the Federal Housing Financing Agency that said on Tuesday it is going to raise the home limits for mortgages that can be bought by Fannie and Freddie Mac.
Right, and and mainly because home pricing has been moving up so much. So here in Georgia, we have moved from 510,000 to 548,000, basically 548,250 if you want to get really, really exact,
right,
kind of thing. So FHA loan limits are rising. That's good. Now in higher markets, it's gone up to like $800,000 in California and New York. But here in Georgia, pretty much all of Georgia, not pretty much all of Georgia is 548,250. So about half, right now, the pandemic is causing a lot of people to want to move. There was a new survey out just this past week, which says that over half of Americans are considering moving. Why are they moving? So, reduced living expenses was the number one at 44%. After that, their current home is too small at 27%, looking for different features at 27%, and then 12% just want to live in a different part of the town, kind of thing. iBuyer information is out, and the good news for us, I guess, bad news for iBuyers is their business is down by
Opendoor 59%, Zillow 21%, and OfferPad 24%. So these are all down business for them.
So overall, the iBuyer markets are down about half, which we're very thankful for. One, I don't think we need a whole lot more competition right now. But the good news is that the recovery for the iBuyers has been much harder than it has been for residential real estate.
Well, their model was set up for a certain thing, and right now, because inventory demand and everything else, there's just no distress or giveaway.
Yeah, we're seeing rents drop kind of nationwide, but not in the suburbs. We're seeing that rents in the suburbs are actually up by about half a point right now, whereas in your major cities, rental rates right now are down about 5%. Here in Atlanta, the Atlanta proper is down 1%. Atlanta and the Atlanta suburbs are up 1%. So but we're seeing the same thing on residential real estate.
Right.
The more people, during the COVID crisis, we really have seen that page views for rural and residential homes are up by 200%. I don't think that the city's just completely closed. It doesn't mean that that's not happening. We are seeing an uptick in searches in town as well right now, and we're very hopeful about what the vaccine brings for that. But there is a kind of a definite shift so far how that's really working out. So we've got our 2 best days of the year for our buyers to buy a home. And this is really great information to share out, kind of thing. So, I I'm going to share it with you guys kind of thing, because the 2 best days to sell, well, first of all, the best month to sell is in December. I'm not sell, excuse me. Brain's not working great. The 2 best days to buy
purchase.
is in December kind of thing. So December 4th and January 26th are the 2 best days to buy a house in the United States. So Adam Data Solutions has analyzed 2.7 million single family transactions over the last 7 years and found out that the 2 best days to buy a house is December 4th, January 26th. This is a great calendar to share out. So if you'd like to, we'll post the slides here afterwards, and you're more than welcome to share this out. Great information to share with your buyers right now, that traditionally this is the best time of year to buy a house. So please go help our folks buy some homes, please say. So also in the real estate news, CoStar.
CoStar
See, you
Group.
can't say it either. That's
no,
good.
you went HomeStar.
Okay.
But CoStar Group acquired HomeSnap for $250 million. So all the agents all the agents that are currently using HomeSnap, guess what? Is now being owned by CoStar.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect anything right now. We have no idea what it's going to do.
I don't know what it's going to do, but I do know CoStar is there to make money. So
well, but there was an interesting study, or not study, but there's one company that Zillow is afraid of, and that's CoStar. And CoStar says that they're coming for Zillow. So it's kind of interesting. And CoStar jumped in and bought HomeSnap, and it also looks like CoStar is going to be buying CoreLogic. So seeing where that whole space is, and seeing that Zillow has got some real competition, that just bothers me so much. I'm just really tore up about it.
It'll be interesting to see where CoStar go, because they're currently dominating commercial market, and now they're moving residential. And I know with them everything is fee based, so it'll be very interesting how they manage the residential part of it.
Yep. So the top new home markets, a new study came out sharing where the top new home markets are in the United States. And Atlanta comes in at number 4 on a list of 5 at 66.4% in new home sales increases kind of thing. First is Raleigh, North Carolina, then Denver, Colorado, Jacksonville, us, and then Washington, D.C. tops out the list. But the fact that we're in the top 5, that shows a really good thing.
Strong market for us.
Yeah, exactly. If you're trying, and one thing, another new trend that we're seeing, if your clients are trying to buy fencing, watch out. Fencing prices have gone through the roof, in part because a lot of fences are made out of lumber, and lumber prices have been high. Right. But one thing that's happened, and we've seen it in our neighborhood, you see it all over, is with more people staying home, people have been putting up fences left and right. There is no
fencing and
product materials, that kind of stuff is just going through the roof.
Yep.
So a new study also came out and said that home buyers today are looking for friendly people. Mean people suck. Yeah. And everyone wants to be near nice people kind of thing.
That kind of wave when you drive by.
Yeah. And so to me, this is one of those that it's a very interesting thing to think about, because a lot of times when we market our properties, we're selling, bedrooms, bathrooms, that kind of stuff. Really, we need to be selling lifestyle. We need to be selling community. We need to make sure that we're showing pictures of the neighborhood. If you got pictures with kids riding bikes in it and things going on, the pool, activities going on, things like that, and active HOA, and those kind of things and people like friendly people. And we're seeing that used to be people would hang out, the whole water cooler chat thing was a big thing for offices. But guess what? You ain't got no water coolers to chat at anymore. They're all blocked off and that kind of thing. And a lot of folks are not going to work anymore. So having that social interaction, having nice people around, that's a big deal. And so if your properties are that way, we really should be taking advantage of marketing that as well.
So new home sales are up 41% year over year. Y'all, that is incredible, because that we haven't seen that in eons.
And the North American Home Builder Association also is sharing that the builders are more excited right now. They have their highest scores ever, but a lot of that is tied directly to supply. supply versus demand. And so I'm going to share this one again as well, just to kind of show you that this is, the monthly supply of homes inside the United States. And so you can see where we've been running, and then you can see where we're running now. We're at one of the lowest levels of monthly supply of houses in the United States almost ever, really, since we've been tracking it. I mean, you can see there's nothing lower than where we are now since 1965 when we started tracking. So, when you start talking about supply versus demand, this is why the builders are so bullish about what's going on in the marketplace right now, because we've been making babies faster than we've been building houses.
Right. And if you look at right before the crash, the builder was really, really high on the numbers, and they went into a huge drop. So even though they weren't building, you still have people having children who eventually will buy a home. So that's why the demand is so high right now, and it's causing a shortage.
Yeah.
And you guys, please be careful when you do go to the new construction. Understand what the rules and regulations are, because some are not doing what we traditionally do, and they will cut you out of your commission, even though you may have our brokerage agreement with your client. Okay, so
Protect
please
yourself.
protect yourself and make sure that you tell your client, do not register with these new construction site, because when they do, either via Facebook, social media, or on site, because when they do, you're out of the game.
Yep. 1/3 of all the malls in the United States are gone. Before COVID, there was 1,500 malls in the United States. There's now 1,000 malls, and they're expecting another 25% to close within the next 3 to 5 years. Now, I'm not saying that, hey, you need to go out and shop at the malls, but we do need to understand that there is going to be a shift in the commercial space.
Absolutely.
And businesses that you may not have thought would ever be in a mall will suddenly have an opportunity to maybe be in a mall. We're seeing where healthcare is moving into malls. We see where, there's things that we never really thought would be in a mall. Expect to start seeing the malls are going to have to compete to win. And in order to do that, they can't just sit back and rely on large numbers coming in anymore.
Right.
So we're seeing a real shift in what's going on in retail space, and we're seeing that's really going to affect the malls.
And that's because our buying habit has changed. With pandemic, I mean, everybody has changed the way they do business. So mall is one of the effect, and all the entertainment and all the travel services are part of the effect of pandemic. So.
And then on the negative side, to wrap up our day today, wire fraud is up 31% in Q3. This is why we have wire fraud protection as part of our insurance. This is why on so many emails you'll see, don't share wiring information. Some agents are like, why do you guys make it such a pain in the backside in order to wire funds? This is why. We do voice authorizations. We don't want our client. You want to upset folks and lose a deal. Have them wire the money to the wrong person, kind of thing, or get scammed out of it. You're not going to closing. So we need to be very diligent in this. The scammers are here. It's up by 31%. So that's a really big deal. And we're talking about family life savings and just sometimes huge amounts of money and life-changing deals where people get taken advantage of. So it's really, really scary. We have to be diligent when dealing with the public's money. I know we're not dealing with it directly, but a lot of times,
it impacts you and them.
Yeah.
So that's the bottom line. So agents, normally when you have clients on to wire to our brokerage, I ask you to email your client, CC me. I in turn will send the information over. They have to confirm by calling me, because I won't call them.
Yeah.
Due to wire fraud. So make sure you do that and keep your clients safe.
Good morning. Well, thank you very much. I hope you guys have a great week. If we can be any service, please let us know. Again, call, text, smoke signals. We answer it all.
Thank you. Have a great Monday.
Bye now.